Joshua Williamson, Paul Pelletier, Jesus Marino, and Tom Derenick continue the multiverse-spanning event as all our heroes converge on Earth Omega, confronting Psycho Pirate in a bid to end his plan and rescue the Earth Zero Flash, but soon they learn who the real monster behind the curtain is. Joshua Williamson again delivers a really awesome action-packed issue that brings our story into its penultimate chapter, laying out some of the big ideas he has as well as Darkseid's plan for the multiverse and what that entails. Again, Williamson flexes his DC history muscles with some really awesome pulls from the original pre-1985 Earth 2 and characters not seen since then, such as the original Cameron Chase as well as the original Mr. Bones making a reappearance, making them all a pretty integral part of the plot. I've said it before and I'll say it again here, the characters he's chosen are some of the most diverse and unique choices I've seen in a main DC Comics event series in a long time, probably ever. I just enjoy the makeup of the team. It's a unique team with, the Flashpoint Batman and the President Superman, and you got Machine Head and Captain Carrot and all these really wonderful wacky characters, and it's like the Earth Zero Justice League aren't even a factor here, which is really refreshing, and I love that each character does have a reason for being there, and it all relates back to the plot of old universes and erased timelines and people forgetting who they are and remembering who they are, and I just love it all. It's fantastic and it's a celebration of DC Comics' history. Paul Pelletier, Jesus Marino, and Tom Derenick share art duties yet again, delivering some really awesome action-heavy pages. There was some really awesome spectacle from all of the artists as well, and it all helped sell this grand scale of the story, and it all culminated in that final page with Darkseid's reveal, which was cool as hell, and he's just towering over everyone and looks very intimidating and very godlike like he should. Infinite Frontier issue 5 was a great penultimate issue of the event series that revealed a lot of the villains' motivations and their endgames, culminating in some awesome action set pieces and a final page that sets up for one hell of a finale. I'm going to give this issue a 10 out of 10. Infinite Frontier issue 5 sees Psycho Pirate speaking to the people who have lost their worlds, saying that multiverse is real and all of them know that, yet when people on Earth Zero found out, they went nuts and he was locked up in Arkham instead of being helped. He knows that he hid the truth as he knows his world was the original Earth 2, the one before the big crisis, but when the multiverse was recreated, his Earth 2 no longer existed and was replaced, wondering if they know how that made him feel. He knows others don't want what happened to him happening to their, but other people have seen it happen again and again, and every time there is a crisis, someone gets hurt and worlds get hurt, but then the heroes of Earth Zero celebrate because of the restart. They don't remember what was missing. He knows it will happen again, but Darkseid has offered them a deal. If they follow some instructions, he guarantees their worlds will be protected from Earth Zero, and in return, one day Darkseid will call on them to pay him back, and back Psycho Pirate up, and when he calls, they better come running. Psycho Pirate hopes that they won't actually need to do that, as on Earth Omega, Chase survives the two ships colliding, climbing from the wreckage as she is confronted by Bones, who is reverted back to his villainous self, screaming that she messed up all his plans to save them and Earth Zero. Chase asks what he did, so he reveals that he took Darkseid's deal and he gave him sacrifices, and in return, Darkseid will keep Earth Zero safe from the coming crisis. He reveals that there are some people from different worlds who have multiversal energy in them, and when the multiverse gets put back together, some retain that energy, and that's what Darkseid wants. Green Lantern attacks, demanding to know where Jade is, but Bones says he doesn't know since she wasn't supposed to be kidnapped. Obsidian asks why they were targeting the JSA, so Bones says that like him, they didn't start on Earth Zero, and they are from the original Earth 2 as well, before being forgotten about. Alan knows he picked the wrong family to erase, as Bones reminds him of his cyanide touch. Jade appears, smashing the villain down with a construct, asking if he remembered the Star Heart. Jade reunites with her family, asking why they are there, so Alan says they came looking for her, but she says that's cute since they thought that she needed saving. Atom Smasher and the other Infinity Inc. members meet with Alan, who is glad to see them, wanting to get back home to Earth Zero to spend time with his kids, as Extract appears, knowing the only thing that allows them to go to and from Earth Omega was the ships, and Flash, and there aren't any Flashes around. Wildcat, however, spots watch Flash on the giant running machine, as Roy Harper also arrives, calling out for his daughter as Chase asks why he isn't dead. Roy says the ring is keeping him alive and it showed him that his daughter is alive and on that planet. Extract isn't happy to see Roy, but Chase tells her to shut up, wanting to know who she is. Extract reveals that she is the Cameron Chase from the original Earth 2, and she was erased from existence, but when the multiverse came back, so did she, and she found Bones and he put her to work. Green Lantern wants to know what they are doing to Flash, so Psycho Pirate says that they are making him run since he was the first person to ever travel from Earth to Earth, and before that, travel wasn't easy, but once Barry made the jump, he weakened the barriers between worlds, and now once Barry cracks their multiverse, Darkseid will finally have access to what rests beyond and use that power to control all of the worlds in the multiverse. Power Girl recognizes Psycho Pirate, remembering how Black Adam smashed his face in, asking if he's ready to feel that pain again. Psycho Pirate asks if they really thought he didn't come without backup, introducing Injustice Incarnate, who arrived through a portal with the imprisoned Justice Incarnate. The JSA attack, with Power Girl going after Psycho Pirate. The villain says that he missed Kara as the two teams viciously fight one another. Psycho Pirate demands they not be allowed to interfere with Flash since he's getting close to finishing. Barry meanwhile sees all his friends shouting at him to keep going and save the multiverse. He knows as long as his family's beside him, he's fast enough. The battle continues as Superwoman beats down Wildcat, knowing they didn't have one of her on her world. President Superman smashes out of his chains, rushing to save Barry, but Machine Head stops him, telling Calvin he did what Calvin couldn't, since he wanted unity and for all the multiverse to be one big family, but Psycho Pirate is right, and every time something bad happens it's because of Earth Zero, because they are special, or because they are a forever ticking time bomb. Machine Head asks if he knows what Flash did, starting the hero going back in time to save his mother from being murdered, and in turn creating a new reality. Calvin knows all about that, but Machine Head rips open his chest armor, saying that those cracks don't stop at Earth Zero and it splintered the entire multiverse. The villain unleashes some kryptonite on Calvin, saying that the changes made his world darker and harder. Machine Head confirms that he killed Calvin's Lex since he got scared and began asking questions, but he did tell him Superman's weakness. The villain points out Flashpoint Batman, knowing that he's a remnant of a dead world, and he wanted to torture that Flashpoint world, but it's gone now, so he'll have to take his revenge out on Thomas. Machine Head apologizes since they should have done this together, as Psycho Pirate restrains Power Girl, knowing it was working and all of the heroes are imprisoned except for Roy and Jade, who continue fighting on, learning his chains are coming from Earth Omega. Psycho Pirate says that all of their connections to the multiverse power Earth Omega, and it's a prison world and the chains that bind it grow. He knows that there will be no more multiverse travel or connections between worlds, and Darkseid has the power he needs to control it all. Roy asks what will happen to the multiverse, and Jade says it is always meant to be in motion. Slowing everything down will allow entropy to creep in and kill it all. Jade is chained up, leaving Roy alone to confront Psycho Pirate, who says that his ring is the final piece. Roy knows the ring isn't from Earth Zero, and the villain says it's something else in disguise, something older and darker. He knows that when the multiverse was restored, it unlocked things long since hidden, and when the Batman Who Laughed transformed the world in his own image, the Earth Zero Batman used a black ring to resurrect the dead, including Roy. The hero knows that that's why he's alive, but Pirate knows that it's more than that since he was chosen thanks to his history of darkness, and he knows pain and isolation, making him the perfect bullseye for it to target. And when the multiverse was remade, the ring searched for someone, just like how Hal Jordan's ring searched for someone with great willpower. The ring found Roy and his despair, making him its avatar. And now he just needs to let himself go. Roy knows that it's some great weapon, so he can use it to save everyone, and Psycho Pirate knows he can, but he knows what will happen if he does, mockingly saying that Roy will turn into a zombie and turn into a mindless monster, but it will take away his pain and suffering, and it will erase all he once knew. Psycho Pirate offers him the same deal that he offered the others, and that they will save Earth 2 and leave it alone, and Leanne will be safe. Roy realizes his daughter isn't actually on the planet, and it means she's back home and is safe. He powers up the ring, saying that he's got more than enough suffering to power it. The constructs of Roy free the other heroes as Roy turns into a zombie. telling the other heroes he has faith in them all and they need to save his daughter and save the multiverse. He says goodbye as Psycho Pirate hopes that he realizes what he just did. The heroes confront Psycho Pirate, but they hear Darkseid's voice that tells them that it's too late and any battle now will only feed his power. Darkseid arrives through a portal, telling the heroes the multiverse barriers have been created and all its citizens will kneel to him, and with his Omega Lantern at his side, he will control it all.